Hi everyone, this is Charmaine from Fantastic Crafts. I hope all of you are having a wonderful Wednesday. Today we're going to be making this really fun easel card. I think that's what the name of it is, but it's just kind of it has a stand for your card, so your card front is displayed, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I got this new stamp set, so I got to play, and the card says, "Today is all about you, my beautiful friend." So I thought it was really cute little sentiment. So you start with a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, and you score that piece of cardstock at 4 1/4 and at 6 3/8. That's all, guys. That's all you have to score it at, and this is a very easy card to do. Now, this card is also a side fold card, so you can make this card into anything. Like, you got to think about that when you're making cards. It's like, oh, if I do this, I can make this fancy fold card. If I do this, I can make another fancy fold card. So it's kind of like a side gatefold card, but facing down. It'll make sense in just a little bit. So I cut a red piece of cardstock at 4 1/8 by 5.5, and that's going to be the part that is like the easel, the one that shows on the front, and that is the front of your card as well. And then I also cut a matte piece at 3 inches by 4 3/8, and I use this beautiful Stampin' Up! Stamp set. It's called Beautiful Peacock. It's their celebration stamp set, and I was so excited to use it. So I used, since I was using this Stampin' Up! Stamp set, I realized I just wanted to use Stampin' Up! Ink pads as well. So I went with Real Red, and I believe they're just black archival ink. And of course, I recently just got the Stamparatus too, so I just wanted to test it out. And by no means do you have to have this stamp tool. I just wanted to play with it, so I used it today. So the bottom part, or the first layer of the peacock, I just went ahead and did it in black. You can use any color you want. I wanted to just kind of have a very stark black background, or I thought it would be nice because I thought it would complement the card. Especially since I'm using a black cardstock for the base. Then I went ahead with the red, and I did the second part of the peacock in red, and I stamped that a few times and got like a true deep red, and then matched that cardstock so nicely, and it complemented it very nicely too. Then I went ahead and took this little, let's see, it's like a floral leaf peacock feathers kind of coming out, and I stamped that in red as well. I wanted to add a few more patterns on the background of this card front, so I just simply, using that same stamp set, did a few more of those leaves, a few more of those flowers, just to complete this card front. I absolutely love creating backgrounds, so when stamp sets come with these little flowers and fillers, I love it because it is so easy and so fun to create backgrounds with them. And for backgrounds, when I create them, I do like to use stamp blocks and not my stamping tool, just because it's a fun thing for me to do. So once that was completed, I just simply adhered that to that larger back panel. For the sentiment piece, I used a 3x2 piece of cardstock, and that was the larger red one, cardstock. And then I used a black cardstock cut at 3 1 by 1 1/4, and that's the little black piece of cardstock where I wrote the sentiment "Beautiful Friend." So I just glued those two together. But before I did that, on the red cardstock, I just, again, made my own little background by stamping some of those little baby flowers and little baby decorations. I think they're really, really pretty. So once I was done with that, I glued my little sentiment strip, the thing that I was going to write my sentiment on. Sorry, guys. And then I stamped "Beautiful Friend," and then also used that feathery looking little pretty vines on the ends of that sentiment to just give it a more finished look. By the way, I forgot to mention that I used the Stampin' Up! Whisper White to do the sentiment in white and the decoration in the Whisper White ink. Now, this next part is completely optional, but I just didn't want the middle part of the peacock to be stark white. But now looking back at it, I should have just kept it white. But what I used was a Nuvo glitter marker in purple, and I just colored it in to give it a little bit of shimmer. Then I knew I wanted the sentiment to read, "Today is all about you, my beautiful friend." But I did not have a stamp set that said "my." So all I simply did was I took my little calligraphy pen, the Pentel touch pen, and then I wrote, just really quickly wrote "my" on it. And then I just glued the one strip of cardstock on the front, and that's the only part that I glued. You don't glue the whole red panel. You just glue one of the black panels to create this card. To make this card stand up like a easel or like a display, I simply just put some foam squares on that sentiment piece, and that is what stops your sentiment or your card panel from coming over, and it makes a beautiful stand. So I really do hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It's a very simple, fun card, and it's definitely one of those wow cards. So I hope you guys give this a try, and if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give me a thumbs up so I know that you guys enjoyed it. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, guys, have a great day.